Hey guys, we're working on that early CJ2A tool slot body. Yesterday I made a wheelhouse, and we did this in the Pull Max. Gary helped me out. Spot welded it together this morning. And those beads, you see those, Gary?
Yep.
Those beads were done in the Pull Max. Now, a lot of guys tell me that because they don't have a Pull Max, they can't make parts. So we're going to make a complete rear floor with just a a rolling machine that you can pick up anywhere. This is a Pro Former. I've had this for about 25 years. These are CJ2A rolls that were made, at the same time I got the unit here. And what we did, it was just, there's a sheet of plywood that I had laying around, and there's some 2x4s under it. I had some legs, so I just threw a table together so that the sheet can be supported by the table as it's going through. Matt's over there on the big wheel. I made a big wheel for this because the wheel that came with it was, it hurt your hands when you rolled stuff. So Matt's going to do some rolling. Gary's on the camera. We've got some angle iron for a straight edge. I just use this to line this up. So for just a couple $100, you could easily get a rolling machine like this, a scrap piece of plywood and some junk legs, and you can make parts in your own garage. So this is how we're going to make the floor. I'm going to show you guys, instead of using high-end tools like a Pull Max or something like that, I'm going to show you how we do it with this rolling machine for just some short money here. So I'm going to get the sheet ready and be right back with you. Okay guys, what I did was cut an oversized blank here. I threw up a 3/4 flange right here, and that's just to ride against this angle iron. That'll be a sacrificial flange. That'll get cut off later. These beads are going to go, the first 4 beads are going to be 38.5 inches long. Matt's on the wheel. I'm going to crank it down just a little bit. Okay, our first pass, we're going to go nice and light. I'm going to hold it up against the straight edge, and we're going to run that through. Do it, Matt.
You see Matt's driving a sailboat.
Go slow near the end. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Right there. Okay, we'll give another half a turn. Head back the other way, Matt. Keep going. Come on. Come on. Come on. Right there. Alright, head back the other way. It's just a process, a little bit at a time. Don't force it, or you'll distort the panel even more than it's going to distort. Bead's starting to come through. I think you can see it. You just keep it up against the straight edge and go a little bit at a time. It takes a couple people, but if you're doing a project like this, you probably got your buddies in your garage with you, and they'd be happy to help you out, I'm sure. Come, get a little bit more, man. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Right there. Go for it. We got somebody coming in, Gary. Kill the camera for now.
Go ahead.
Okay, guys, there's the first bead in there. These dies were made, and a lot of sheets passed through here when I first started using it. to put an exact CJ2A floor bead in there. It's got a little flat on the top. The sides are the perfect shape. A lot of energy went into making those right. And you look at this area right here, and if you remember from a lot of my other metalworking videos, this is kind of like a tuck, like when you see when I'm shrinking. So I'll show you later how to set this out, but this is going to have to be like a regular tuck. That's going to have to be set out, and the metal's going to have to shrink. But I'll show you how I finish the ends. Right now, what we're concerned about is putting all the beads in. Then we'll hammer the pockets in. We'll make some patterns. We'll hammer the pockets in. And I'll show you how to shrink the ends into shape. It's easy to get the beads in there, but how you handle the rest of the sheet will make a good floor or a bad floor. So we're just going to keep setting up in 4-inch increments and get 8 beads through this sheet, and I'll show you, various different ones as we go along.
This is the installation of the second bead. Same process as before. Multiple passes.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good? Hold on. You feeling it?
Okay, we're just starting the 4th bead.
Third bead.
3rd bead. I guess it's wishful thinking on my part.
Matt's handling the sheet.
Yeah, Dr. Brian is he's controlling the yacht.
The real one?
You like it? Come on.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Give it a crank. Alright. Did you show everybody Matt's new haircut for today?
Yep, he's getting a brand new haircut.
Matt's got a new haircut. He's going to show his girl his video tonight. And you look at me, I'm a movie star. Shaping metal with his fresh new haircut.
This is a YouTube sensation.
Yeah, man. Smile for the camera, man. Come on.
Alright.
Okay.
So for each pass, you do what, like a turn on the small?
One turn on that.
On the die?
Until we get close, then we got some flex in the machine there.
Right. Okay, we'll get back to you. Okay, this is officially the start of the 4th bead. Dr. Brian is working the controls. Matt is doing the feeding. And we'll get back to you when this 4th bead is completed.
Hang on, Gary. Jan?
Yeah.
The first 4 beads, we're starting from the left side, the driver's side of the vehicle. First 4 beads, 38.5 inches long. The next 4 beads, because of the toolbox, the way it laps over onto the rear floor, those beads are an inch shorter, so 37.5. So the first 4 from the left, 38.5. Last 4 on the right, 37.5. Don't mess that up, because if you make them too long, you're going to have to smash them down to get your toolbox in there. So just be conscious of the length of the beads, and you'll be alright. Okay guys, I'm in the shop again working with Matt. He's on a spot welder, showing him how to put some bodies together. That's that floor that I started a while ago, and it was actually a couple weeks I shot the first footage of us rolling it, and there are the wheelhouses on the main floor, and what you hear is the cooler for the spot welder running. Let's go over and take a look, see what Matt's doing. We got it all clecoed together, and we'll take a look and see what kind of spot welds he's laying in on here. can see he's got it clamped. We've got the air power there for the jaws on the spot welder. And there he goes, welding that one together. Here's our hat channel that we welded in this morning. And I do have some wood in there to back up the floor, and I've got some red lead on that. I didn't get any footage of that, but that's well protected with some red lead. And Matt's just going to keep moving the clamp down. You see the clecos we got in there. And he's just going to keep moving the clamp down if we got any spaces. And spot weld these wheelhouses to the floor. So it's a process of just moving the clamp down and making sure that we got a nice tight joint there. And if he sticks with it, he's learning pretty good. Won't be long before Matt's turning out bodies himself. And maybe one day I'll get to retire. So he's doing a good job. He's got the basics down, and he's just going to keep making this happen. So this tool slot body is coming together nicely. We've got weldable primer between all our joints, and we're going to get the tail light panels on next, and then move on to the side panels that we previously made. And I'll show you the process as it moves along. Okay guys, we're moving along on this tool slot build. Wheelhouses are on. And I'll move around to the back and show you the tail light panels. Our rear cross sill is on there. Still got a little bit of welding to do. Can't get the spot welder right in the center there because it's real narrow. There's the other tail light panel. There's Matt over at the English wheel. He's been doing all the spot welding on this. This is his first body build that he's seeing happen and being a part of. See the amazement on his face? Let me zoom in on him. He's all amazed because he's got to do this for number 8. He's got to make a body for number 8. So he's practicing here. He's learning how to spot weld. He's making stuff happen. So side panels are made with the tool slot indents, and we're going to fit those next. So I've got the body pretty much jigged up on the table there, and we're going to check out the side panels and see what they fit like. So I'll be back with you in just a little bit. Okay guys, we laid the side panels up there. Everything fits perfectly. Got everything clamped up. You can never have too many clamps, especially when doing a project like this. Got all the way down to the floor riser, and everything looks pretty good. So I'm going to have to get this in another area to continue on with the spot welding. It's getting a little bit too big to put in the area where I've been doing it. So I'm going to reset up the spot welder and get everything spot welded in.